Get it. There it is.
The future in great health. Every day, responsible self. Because we're the fighters. We're fighting for our health. The future in great health. Today, every day, responsible self. Because we're the fighters. We're fighting for our health.
Well, good morning and welcome to My Health, My Mississippi, where we are fighting for our health. You know why? Because our health is worth fighting for. We'll focus on better health, mind, body, and medicine. I'm your host, Chef Charles, and we want to thank you for being a part of WMPR 90.1, the number one show on the radio, and you're listening to the station that is the number one station in the nation that's providing you with helpful information. You know what? Your future is in your hands. That's why we start out by saying the future in great health today, every day, responsible self, because we're responsible for our health.
That's right.
Man, and we got a show for you today, guys. I'm gonna just say this up front. The title of our show today is The Why Behind the Fight. Hear me when I say that, the why behind the fight. Listen, I want to just start off like I always start off by saying, because I always want you to get this now. High blood pressure, hypertension is not mandatory.
Is not.
I don't want people walking around thinking that it's something that you have to just carry for the rest of your life, just because mom and them did, and just because you may be on medication for it. Food is medicine. You can start working to reverse it. My host always say if it's preventable, it's reversible.
Come on now. Yes.
Okay, so the second thing I want to mention to you that type 2 diabetes is not mandatory.
It's not.
We don't need to have it, guys, if you don't want it. Now, again, if you just want to carry stuff with you, I mean, I get that. I'm good with that, okay?
Right.
But I just want you to know you have options here, okay? Food should be our first option. When I think about if something is not feeling right with me, I'm thinking, okay, now, what did I eat? Okay, yeah, rather than what can I take? I'm trying to figure out how to get it right because I know something may be off, but it's because of something I've done. I don't need the medication if I can take care of it with the food, right?
That's right.
The last one is high cholesterol.
Ooh.
It is not mandatory.
Ooh.
Now, it's an indicator that you may have a stroke or a heart attack later, but I want you to know we need to control it. Am I right?
That's right.
All right.
Ooh.
So again, the title of our show is The Why Behind the Fight. I'm excited to introduce a woman whose life and work have been dedicated to helping others live healthier, more for a purposeful life. Please welcome Regina Nisi Lakin. I call her Nisi because she's my niece. A licensed certified social worker with 3 decades of leadership and experience in health and human service. For 30 years, y'all, Regina has been on the front line of patient care and organizational wellness, gaining firsthand insight into the challenges that people face when it comes to their health and well-being. Through her journey, she has learned that lasting health outcomes requires more than temporary solutions. Y'all, let me say that again. Through her journey, she has learned that lasting health outcomes requires more than temporary solution. We got to do something permanent for this, right?
Yes.
It's a lifestyle. True prevention and recovery requires us to look at the whole person, our biology, our behavior, and even our belief. Regina is also a certified Food for Life instructor.
Yes.
She's with PCRIM for Physician Committee for Responsible Medicine, and she is passionate about using food and lifestyle choices to help people take control of their health. That's why you always see her around. She is the founder of Doing Life Well.
That's right.
A mission focused on making lifestyle medicine practical and achievable in our everyday life. And if you know Regina, you know she proudly calls herself the plant-based boss. Today, we're going to talk about her personal health journey, the experience that shaped her why, and her passion for helping others become the healthiest version of themselves. Fighters, y'all give Regina, my niece, the plant-based boss.
Give it up, give it up, give it up.
Welcome to the show.
Hey, listen.
We're so proud. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Let people know what you're doing this month because y'all are finishing up a challenge. But talk to them.
Yes. Good morning, Jackson, Mississippi, and the surrounding areas and the nation, because I know y'all are tuned in. I'm Regina Lacken, the plant-based boss, and I just want to let you know I decided to become a boss, and that's not B-O-S-S. I decided as a result of my health overcomings that I will become a boss, and that is I made a decision to become a well soul every day. So what are those things that I am doing intentionally to support my better health? I could have had good health yesterday, but today I want to have better health. And so I know how it is at the start of the year. We just coming out. I'm got all these goals, a New Year's resolution, new year, new me. And by the 21st of January, it's the same me, same year. So what I decided, July, it's time to take a mid-year evaluation of our health, of the things that are contributing to how we're moving. And so I put together a challenge. You didn't have to pay for it. All you have to do is show up for you. The challenge has been since July the 1st, and I have been traveling. So I made no excuses around traveling. Oh, I got to go here. No, I made no excuses. And the challenge is to be active in our health. Weighted vest, in case you have no idea, a weighted vest is so good for your bone density, right? And so it helps to prevent osteoporosis. And so my challenge has been weighted vest or 10,000 steps a day or 1 mile a day. And people all over have been tagging me, showing me, DMing me and saying, thank you so much. I was stuck. I did not know what to do. To see you out there every day posting is not about perfection. It is about putting one foot in front of the other, because every step you take is a step either in the direction of your health or not. And so I also tell people, if you're not able to do 10,000 steps, it's not a competition.
Right.
The whole goal is to move to your capacity.
Yes.
If you hadn't worked out in years, you might be able to walk 1 minute. Let's start with 1 minute, work your way up, but be intentional every day when it comes to your health. So we're going to be concluding that on tomorrow, July the 31st. I'll be back in that weighted vest. I post every day for that level of encouragement, for that level of inspiration, because we got to keep our health in front of us.
We do, and I appreciate you doing that because it's important to encourage people. The community, we have a newsletter called Inside the Fighters Community because we're trying to encourage each other.
That's right.
To show each other that it could be done. And, and it's a group of, and I want to give a shout out to Jane and Deborah and Sarah, Joe and Ellen every Sunday. And we've been doing this for over 2 years now. We'll be on the phone just talking about how we have, transpired. And it's been encouraging to me to see people fight. And when I see you out there fighting, not just for yourself, but trying to help others. And so there's a reason that we titled this particular message, The Why Behind the Fight, because you had to do some personal things first. So let's start off with your personal health journey. What first inspired you to become vegan and embrace a plant-based lifestyle, first of all?
So this has been a true journey. And I will say this, if I can help 10x somebody else's journey, a 20-year-old who has high blood pressure, then that is what I want to do. I want a 10x so you don't have to go through all the things that I've gone through and the things that I have witnessed personally. When I show up, it is 100% personal. It's not what I've seen on TV. It's not about it's about my own personal experiences. And so it has been what I have seen growing up, right? And I have shared, candidly, sometimes people don't want in the culture that we live in.
Mhm.
It is, what goes on in our home stays on in our home, and then everybody end up gone. We don't know what happened. We don't know
Right.
what happened. And so all my life growing up early, spending a lot of valuable time. I don't know if people still do this or not. Go visit your grandmama.
Mhm.
So being at my grandmother's house every summer, every weekend, 2 or 3 times a week when my mom had to go to work, and we would go to our grandparents' house, who would then, of course, keep us and make sure we were well fed. And they're well fed, right?
Yes.
And so I never was a big bacon eater, but I did eat bacon back then. And so what inspired me was the beautiful big heart of my grandmother. As beautiful as she was, the nurturing and care and love that she provided, me seeing her, not knowing at the time what it was, she would have to go to this place 3 days a week.
Yeah.
And as I grew up and learned, that place was the dialysis clinic.
Wow.
Okay, so I didn't know in the 6th grade, 5th grade, you don't know I didn't know what a dialysis clinic was. And so understanding that when I became an adult, went off to the greatest university in the state of Mississippi and across the nation, the Alcorn State University. But when I came back home, I had more knowledge and information about things in life. I had, you can be sheltered and not even know that you're sheltered. And so coming back home, understanding that my grandmother was on dialysis for years. I came back home as a early adult. What decisions are you going to make?
Mhm.
That was the biggest, greatest impact when I keep saying when I came home.
Mhm.
Because as long as I was away, I was actually on that campus. I actually saw live cows. I saw real animals. It's an agricultural school. But the fact that all I knew was this type of eating.
Yeah.
When I got there, I was exposed to some different type of eating because I was around different people, who weren't raised like that, who
Right.
didn't eat like that. But still, I was eating the Roman noodles. I was eating, whatever I could as a college student. But the greatest impact in terms of me saying, I don't want to live this way, I don't want to end up on dialysis, the greatest impact for my health was my grandmother and the fact that she was on dialysis for years. So when I came home, I heard a commercial as I was driving down the street. The commercial said, "See me now or see me later." The lady name was Nita, right? And so she had a personal gym.
Mhm.
I signed up for her gym because to see me now was come take care of your health now,
Right.
come learn about things now, or see me later. The lady was a mortician. So that was like a grim reality. So I'm 19, 21 years old.
Yeah.
And so I got involved with my health at the age of 21, took responsibility at the age of 21, didn't know a whole lot.
Right.
But what I did learn from that young lady was it takes beef 2 to 3 days to digest. So if I eat beef today is Thursday and I turn around and eat it Saturday, the beef from Thursday had not digested. So I got in a position, community, where I started to learn.
Okay.
We would work out 4 days a week, and then on Fridays we would have a circle where we talked about what you ate and where she broke down the lessons. So I stopped in 1998 when I graduated from Alcorn State University. I stopped eating beef and pork in 1998.
And it all started you watching your grandma uh, doing well. Because it took me back to watching my mom do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually taking her there, but that's a everlasting why, because you'll never forget that. And if you are listening, and if you don't want to go through that, then you have the power to make some changes to start taking better care of your kidneys. Listen, those kidney machines, the dialysis, they are marvelous. They do a great job, but they'll never replace the original kidneys, and you have to keep going back.
Keep going back.
And that was the thing that got me, just watching mom go, and then me sitting there trying to figure out how do we get here?
How do we get here?
And so I was determined from that point on to have good kidneys. I based on the knowledge that I had,
Right.
I was gonna have good kidneys. Whether that was taking vitamins, that was the little knowledge that I had, and so I know how it can affect you because my mom's story has affected me the same way. And you found out that there are certain foods that you shouldn't eat, and you just
I just
did away with.
get away with those two.
Yeah.
The very least, the beef and the pork, because I certainly didn't want food just sitting on me for days.
Yeah.
That was enough to be like, okay, I need to do something. I need to do something.
Having that
different around it.
knowledge.
Having that knowledge
Of how food
impacts the body.
yes.
It can break your body down. Of course, later on, I learned that animal products, particularly meat, is hard on your kidneys.
Yeah.
It's hard to digest.
Yeah.
So it's hard to digest. But the vivid picture of her getting in the car and then coming back home and not being well enough to even sit up and enjoy us.
Yeah.
That thing is what haunted me for years. That I did not want to be on dialysis.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
I did not want to be on, regardless of if it quote unquote ran in my family. It's not going. I had enough something, and it had to be the Lord to help me to make a decision. Because again, I was the only person.
Yeah.
I was the only person. And so not knowing people who was trying to do anything different, to meet that lady that said, see me now or see me later, that was the start of my journey.
Yeah.
That was the start of my journey. And so then we fast forward, not eating beef, not eating pork, just based on that alone. And then, we won't even get into the pork.
Yeah.
But just over the years, continue to just pick up different pieces of information. And so specifically in 2010, around 2010, I met this amazing, phenomenal, personal doctor. When I say personal, she attuned to the person.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
You can go in the doctor's office, you give them your symptoms, they're going to give you some medications. Well, I met this lady, and she's a real person. Her name is Dr. Kimberly Smash. I tell people she saved my life.
Yeah.
I was borderline high cholesterol. Here's the thing that alarmed me, not just the borderline high cholesterol. My grandmother was on dialysis, but she weighed probably about 300 pounds. Okay, so I can see her having some things. I weighed less than 140 pounds.
Right.
So I looked well until I went in there and had my labs done. I look well, and I often tell people, you can look well enough to live and be sick enough to die.
Oh, yeah.
I could have been on the brinks of death row, but when I went into her office, very sweet, kind, compassionate, and when I got the phone call with my lab results, I was actually at work, and I had to sit down. Because that was shocking news to me.
Yes.
I was not expecting my doctor to tell me that I was borderline high cholesterol, and here is why. I was athletic. I was running half marathons, 5Ks, 10Ks, so I was doing what I thought was the thing to do.
Being borderline, that's close. For those of you're right there.
Yeah.
And you don't have to stay there. But here's the thing: you can cross over the border, or you can go the other way. Those are the choices that we have when it comes to our health. Okay, so guys. So we're not doctors. So you go to your doctor, you find out what's wrong, and then they tell you what you need to be treated for. And now you need to decide, okay? Yeah. You could have just did nothing, and then you would have ended up on medication and could have had a heart attack or a stroke. But because you had a doctor that, worked with you, you decided to make some changes. And now, you're no longer borderline.
Look, I've been struggling for years. I'm on a struggle bus. I have been open about that I've been on this struggle bus for years, and this is the reason why I've been open. People need to see the transparency. when people show up and they see me, like, girl, you look good. Oh my gosh, you look so good. You can't be, I am 50. 50 is the new 50. But people say, you don't look 50. You look good. Oh my gosh, what are you doing? And so my decision to just try to walk in a space of, integrity with my nutrition, because as I learn better, I make sure I really want to do better.
Sure.
And when she told me I was borderline, I made some immediate changes. So let me say this: if you're listening and you have, or if you're borderline high cholesterol, or if you own high blood pressure medication, or if you have type 2 diabetes, or if you're carrying excess weight, today is the day, not tomorrow. So that day, I made some decisions. Yeah. Like I started eating oatmeal because I knew that, stop eating mayo. But I didn't know enough around removing dairy products. I didn't have all that information.
Right.
And so I started to read, what can I do to further lower my cholesterol? That was 2010. So I'm just trudging along, not eating beef, still not eating pork, and making those dietary changes, increasing my fresh fruits and vegetables, eating more salads. At one point, I was just eating salads. I'm like, it got to be a better way, And so let me fast forward, y'all, because my numbers got better, but I stayed on that border. Yeah. I was on the border. I stayed on the border. So let me fast forward to 2018. It was 2018. Never will forget. We was in Destin, Florida. It was an impactful moment. Who goes on vacation and watch a health documentary? Let me raise my hand. So on my vacation, I decided that we're going to watch What the Health.
What the hell? Okay.
That is the documentary that shifted my trajectory. So after watching What the Health, one thing I would say, you get to decide, but you cannot unknow what you know.
That's it. That is it.
I came into the knowledge of the impact, what they do to animals, particularly chicken, because I was a big chicken eater, because I stopped eating beef and pork in 1998. But on vacation, I immediately, after watching that documentary, hadn't had another piece of chicken. Put that chicken down. And so learning the impact that cholesterol, dietary cholesterol, is only found in animal products. So if I keep eating any kind of animal products, what's going to happen? I'm going to keep having, I might be on the borderline. And so in 2018, I stopped eating chicken. 2021 was the straw, as they say, that broke the camel's back. And I have not looked back then. I had my last meal of a sort was salmon and rice, because I was just down to seafood at that point in time. Yeah. And so in 2021, I made the journey leap to shift to becoming plant-based. And let me say this, not knowing a whole lot about plant-based, I was a junk food vegan. When I say junk food vegan, if it had vegan on there, I'm over here buying it, but I was not reading the ingredients. Right. I was not reading the labels, okay? And so I show people this picture of 2021, and then I show them when I took, had been doing the work, and then there's a picture of me when I did a photo shoot of 2020 in 2024. I'm vegan here, but I'm whole food plant-based vegan here. So there's a difference. So being a junk food vegan, as people transition, if I can just help you not to, I understand that's the route that I took because I did not know. Yeah. And so my mission is to raise the health IQ of 1 million people so that you don't have to stay on the borderline, stay on the border, walk in these things, believing that these are my genes. It is ain't nothing wrong with your genes, baby. You don't have bad genes. And so when 2021 stopped it, my health got, it got better. But let me tell you another thing. Let me tell y'all a sneaky thing that we love that impacted my cholesterol. And I'm just really having a really good understanding of that. And that's oil. It's vegan, but it has an impact on your, on your cholesterol. And so my provider, I went to the doctor in December, and I'm on that line. I'm like, we got to do something about this line I'm on. but I was still incorporating some seasons. I do go no salt, no oil, no sugar.
Mhm.
I'll do a no salt, no oil, no sugar challenge and share the benefits of that. But just generally, I would have oil. You cook with. I don't cook with oil anymore.
Right.
I saute with vegetable broth.
Yeah, you can do that with vegetable broth
Or
water.
Or water. Yep. So I saute with water and vegetable broth because the impact of oil continued to impact my cholesterol.
So there, and this is where a lot of people don't understand. And guys, we're not saying for you what we're sharing a personal story here and how she left the border, left the borderline when you decreased the oil, because a lot of people don't understand the effect of oil. So let's just explain. First of all, when you have high cholesterol, there are two things I want you to get out of this. So first of all, when you have a high cholesterol, that means there's fat in what? In your blood, right? And it can clog and then harden and stop the blood flow, and you can have a heart attack or stroke, okay? So you look that up, right? And you Google that or you talk to your doctor. When you're on high cholesterol, that is simply saying, you can have a stroke or a heart attack if we don't get this under control.
That's right.
And if you keep eating the fat, it's going to keep clogging the blood. It slows the blood flow, then it thickens the blood, then it can harden, and then you can stop that flow, right? Those are just scientific facts. Now listen, the other thing I want to mention here, when you talk about oil, doesn't matter what kind of oil it is, right? Every gram of fat carries 9 calories, okay? And oil has fat. So you just got to be careful there, right? And every gram of carbohydrate only have 4 calories. So people are saying, stop the carb. No, we need to stop the fat.
Stop the fat.
That's the key. And the other thing I want to mention that your amazing liver, and we were talking about the liver function in my class that we have, a family reunion, feeding the family within, and we got one more show left. Your liver now produces all the cholesterol that the body needs.
Yeah.
And so when they start treating you for cholesterol, you got to ask yourself, okay, where's cholesterol coming from? And what are they treating? And are you doing any treating? So they can treat you with medication, which probably affects the way the body produce, cholesterol. So they're messing with the
natural
liver. Now, because you're not able or willing to stop it yourself, you're not willing to say, wait, where's cholesterol, which is what you did, Nisi. Where's the cholesterol coming from? And then when you figure it out that oil was affecting you as well, okay? And I don't want to burst anybody's bubble here, but egg is high in cholesterol. It should be high in cholesterol because egg is a what? It's a chicken waiting to be had. So it's supposed to be full of cholesterol. But you're in meat. See, plants doesn't have those cholesterol. So that's why we're talking about the plant-based diet. If you have illnesses, there's some things you just need to sacrifice, even if it's just for a little while. You see, I mean, if you need to, if I'm near a stroke or a heart attack, I don't. If I need to go 3 months, without the food that's causing that,
get it together.
I'm willing.
Yeah, get it together, and that's why I said Dr. Smack saved my life. Because I had no idea.
Yeah, that's the key.
How close was I to a stroke? I don't know.
Yeah.
How close was I to a heart attack? I don't know. I took the steps.
Yeah.
When I got the information. So when I went to the doctor in December, shout out to Dr. Justin Turner. He has this amazing assessment that he does that further drills down into some things, right? And so we on that border. So I went to the doctor on the 21st, just the other day, last week, and my cholesterol, like I said, I got rid of the oil. Knowledge, information is just information.
Yes.
It's not transformation. You got to do the work to get the transformation.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I went and I got my labs back Monday, my cholesterol is down by 27 points.
Wow.
My goal is the lower the better.
Yeah.
So my goal is to have it, at 70 or below.
Yeah.
So that is my goal. So the recommendations are 100 and you borderline between 100 and 130. I've been riding that border, but honey, at this point, I'm no longer riding that border.
Right.
So now my goal when I go back in 6 months is to be as low as possible.
Yeah. See, I like that because we don't have a health plan. And when I say a health plan, things that we plan to do to take care of our body so our body can perform at its peak, right?
Yeah.
So it's okay to have health goals. I won't, my wife always, she get upset at me when if somebody checked my blood pressure. Like I was at the doctor's office a few weeks ago, and they were, I was doing this study, and my blood pressure was like, it was 117 over like 75, and that was an average. They did it 3 times, and I was upset. I didn't say nothing to the lady, but I went home. I was like, see, that's not my normal blood pressure. And she was like, what was it? So I told her what it was. She just thought it was crazy. That's because that's normal. But I don't like to be normal.
Right.
I think and this is just me now. When I'm checking it at home, most of the time it's usually 111, 112 or something like that, 108, okay, over, 65, 70. And I think, in my opinion, the bottom number, your regular is 120 over 80, right? It's supposed to be normal.
Yeah.
Well, I think 75 was too close to 80 for me.
That's right.
That's just for me.
Listen.
So I wanted to be 70 and under, okay? I wanted to be, I didn't like 117. That was, to me, too close to 20.
Yeah, for you.
For me.
It's not your
Because of my goal.
That's not your goal.
I have plans.
Yes.
So I'm just saying, people, whatever your plans are. So I like it when you said, you have goals and you want to get it. Although you may not be borderline now, but you still have goals.
Goals. Optimal health, not just good health. It's optimal. I truly believe no pills, powders, procedures, or injections. I could have wound up on pills. I could have wound it up on some kind of injection to, get my no.
Yeah.
I have an opportunity. I'm in my right mind. I'm able-bodied.
Yeah.
I'm able to do this. So I choose to do the work.
See, now that's where, guys, that's why we shared our personal story with you today. She's willing to do the work, and then she's helping other people to do the work. But let me just say this, why she's willing to do the work. If you're on medication, that's okay. You can still do the work to help the medication. Just don't hurt the medication and depend totally on the medication, okay? So regardless of where you are, she shared her story. She wants ultimate health, okay? And this is okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay to be different.
Yes.
Actually, I have a ball cap that says different that I wear.
Yes.
It is okay to be different.
And I have a shirt that says medication is not my destination.
Medication is not my destination.
So it's okay for me not to want to be on medication.
Yeah. I want to be optimally well.
Yes.
And making those intentional, choices so that we can impact communities.
Yes.
Because one of the hardest things for me over the years, not just with my grandmother, that's the one that most resonated and was deep. And in 2020, I've shared that I lost my father to a massive heart attack. That was during the height of COVID.
Right.
So here it is during a time where I don't care how much you love your loved one, because of where we were at that time, I could not even be there to hold his hand in his last moments.
Yeah.
And so he was overweight. He had COPD. He had the sugar diabetes. He had high blood pressure, and he left here as a result of a massive heart attack.
Wow.
And so, with that, June 30th, 2020, I will never forget 3:34 p.m. I will never forget the fact that his legacy wasn't his condition and all his illnesses. For me, his legacy was he loved people and would give you the shirt off his back. So what I translated that to was not the things that he experienced and was going through, because whatever he was going through and was choosing food and other things as his way of escape, I decided to take that. And so my message is, I want people to recover the recoverable.
Yeah.
Because he was going through some life things, right? And so sometimes we get to a place that we feel like my health is not recoverable. I have gone too far. I am going to die with this.
Yeah.
And the answer is no.
No, you don't have to.
You have a choice. And so I'm on a mission. We are going to recover the recoverable because our health is recoverable.
Yes. And you know, that's right on point. And let me just say this, because people are going to say it. And my wife just sent me a text.
Okay.
And she said extreme. She calls me extreme. But listen, that's not true. Or it's okay to be extreme about your health, right? So I just wanted to call her out on that, because listen, I'm going to just say this. What you just described, I've witnessed, and it stays in my head when I see what my sister, both of them, my dad and my mom. So we're talking about your personal story here today, not much, but the idea of it is some of that can give you a big why you do what you do. And that's why we're titling this particular message now, the why.
The why behind the fight.
Yeah. And see, interestingly enough, Nisi, I started a group, and we call ourselves the Fighters. And the Fighters stand for Future in Great Health, Today, Every Day, Responsible Self. That was inspired by some of the things that I've had to go through. You started a company, and I wanted you to tell people what this stands for. You call yourself a plant-based boss. What does being a plant-based boss mean? And again, what does boss stand for? Because your why, I think the boss result is a result of your why.
The why?
Yeah. Tell us about the boss.
So I started Doing Life Well Integrative Health. And so becoming the plant-based boss, when I say becoming, it's the ING. It's the everyday. Yeah. It's the staying active. It's the staying a participant in your health. Becoming a plant-based boss is me making those, and you making those intentional decisions. In order for us to become boss, BAWSE, become a well soul every day. That requires intentionality. Yes. And so plant-based versus the vegan boss, because I was a junk food vegan. And so understanding whole foods are good for my health. Yeah. And understanding that I'm in control, I have power, authority, and influence, and it is okay to be different. I say we boss up, and we want to level up for everything except our health. We're going to go back to school and get that next degree to the highest degree. And once we complete all of the degrees that we have or that we want, then we're going to continue to get professional development certifications to stay well in depth. We're going to work hard in our social and civic organizations. We're going to work hard for the Lord, okay? We're going to be in every ministry at the church. We're going to beat the church doors opening, and we're going to make sure that everything is put on with stellar excellence. But when it comes to our health,
see, that's it.
And let us not forget on the job. Yeah. We're going for the highest promotion. We're going to make sure that we're people of integrity. We're going to get up early, stay late, and be on call 24/7 at the expense of our health.
Yeah.
And so for me, taking ownership, taking responsibility for my health is a non-negotiable.
I love it. No, that's my word. Non-negotiable.
It's a non-negotiable.
And so when you say we plan to do all these things and we do all these things and again, we neglect the family within.
We neglect the family within.
And so the idea of having we go to the job, we work in a plan, and the plan is for somebody else, but for us to make money and for us to help them reach their goal. But we should never forget about our health goal.
Yeah.
Well, we passed the 30-minute mark, so Marcus, we got carried away. The plant-based boss always says it. So we're going to take a break. We're going to come back on the other side. We'll be right back.
The future in great health today. Every day, responsible self. We're the fighters. We're fighters. We're fighting for our health. The future in great health today. Every day, responsible self. We're the fighters. We're fighters. We're fighting for our health. The future in great health today. Every day, responsible self. We're the fighters. We're fighters. We're fighting for our health.
Well, you're right back here at WMPR 90.1, number one station
in the nation
that's providing you with healthy, helpful information. And I am here with the Regina Lankin, the plant-based boss, Nisi, and you're listening to My Health, My Mississippi, the number one show on the radio. Thank you guys for being a part of this space. Mm-hmm. We appreciate you every Thursday morning between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. where we are providing you with great information you can grab on the run right here on 90.1. Mm-hmm. This part of the show, Nisi, we'll call it Who Am I? But before I get into the Who Am I want to share with you where I'm going to be. First of all, a family reunion, Feeding the Family within. We have one more class, and that's going to be this coming Tuesday. So if you go to my website, you can sign up for that if you would like. Feeding the Family Within. Join us for that. And this Saturday, we will be at Byram Community, which is a wellness and back to school expo. This is going to be so exciting. It's Saturday, August the 1st from 12 to 4, located at the Countrywood Baptist Church, 6737 South Southwell Road, Byram, Mississippi. I was there last year doing some things for them, and I'm so excited to be back. We're starting the month off right. School is started. Mm-hmm. So wellness and back to school is the Byram's Mayor Health Council that's sponsoring this. Okay, so shout out to Ms. Roma Johnson for always putting together a great program, and I'm excited about it. And on the 16th, I will be at Anderson United Methodist Church. Fun event. It's a wellness event as well. I'll be doing cooking demonstration at both of these events, guys. So you don't want to miss it now when we do that. Okay, so who am I? First of all, this is a fruit, and we've been doing fruit simply because I want you to stay hydrated. It's been so hot, okay? So let me just tell you some health benefits of this particular fruit, even why it keeps you hydrated. It's rich in antioxidant. It supports heart health. It supports healthy blood pressure. Food does so much for us. It supports brain health, right? Support hydration. It's high water content, making them a refreshing fruit choice. Okay, that's why we're talking about this particular one this morning. Support your immune system, may help reduce inflammation. A healthier alternative for highly processed sweet. Some good fruit. Okay.
Good fruit.
So here are some clues for you guys. Tell me what you think. Okay. Let's see. My skin contains a beneficiary plant compound called polyphenol. That's not going to.
That might be a little hard.
That might be a little hard. Okay. So I can be sweet, juicy, and refreshing. I can be used to make juice and jelly. I'm getting closer. I can be green, red, purple, even black. Oh, that should be a dead giveaway right there.
That should be a giveaway.
I grow in clusters.
That's a giveaway.
And people often enjoy eating me one by one. Somebody said peach. That's a good guess. You might find me in a lunchbox or a fruit tray or frozen.
I was about to say.
Or a refreshing snack.
Yes.
Oh,
there it is.
She got it. Who am I? I am grapes. I was waiting to Miss Nelson call. She usually call and tell me. I am grapes. You're right.
Yes.
Good job. Who was that got that?
Deirdre Howard. Thank
Great
you.
job.
Yes.
I am grapes. Listen, guys. You can freeze it. It's really hydrating. There's so many of your fruits. The watermelon is another one. Keep these fruits along with water nearby so that you can partake and then not have to find yourself, dehydrated.
Yeah, people are hospitalized for dehydration.
Yes, so we don't want that, not at all. And nothing takes place on your water either, right? But there she is. Well, good morning. Welcome to my Help My Mississippi.
This is your favorite fighter, and
Yes.
I want to say I was going to let someone else get that one, but I did know it. And thank you all for such a great show, and continue to show that enthusiasm, because it is just so rewarding to know that you all love us enough to say you don't have to live life like this, and life is living it for eternity.
Come on,
So
now.
thank you all. Have a great one.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
She is a true fighter. Thank you, Ms. Nelson. I really appreciate all the fighters out there for
That's right.
making it happen. One of the things and I mentioned the group that I meet with every Sunday, and I look so forward to it because I just like to see people fight, and I want people to fight. You know what? It was because it's personal. When I saw my mom, she got tired. Dialysis will tire you out. And I can say that because I saw how she was like, it was supposed to be helping her, but it was almost like defeating her. And she just got tired and she said, I want to go. And then all the nurses was calling her and I was big, Mama, come on, go back. But it was just tough. But we did end up going back. So the reason that you're out there fighting, and I really appreciate it. Again, I love to see people fight. So thank you guys for being part of the fight.
Yes.
And thank you for being part of the boss. So tell us, plant-based boss, Nisa, where are you going? Where are you fighting at? What's going on with you? You're in the community. Let us know where you're going to be.
Super excited. Thank you for this opportunity to share. First of all, I want you, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel where I actually go live every Friday with helpful information at 6:00 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's every Friday. I go live on Doing Life Well with Regina, as well as on my Facebook, LinkedIn, and on Instagram, Regina Lagging. And so that's every Friday at 6:00 a.m. But in the community, I'm excited. So if you would head to my website, I'm inviting you, www.reginalallagging. as my uncle mentioned, I am the second licensed Food for Life instructor in the state of Mississippi. Who needs to be the Lone Ranger? You are no longer the Lone Ranger because we have work to do. So I'll be hosting my first Food for Life class tonight. And so you are going to learn some things and have 3 recipes that can help your heart and can help your cholesterol and help you lose a few pounds if you so desire. So head over to my website and register for my class. But additionally, I will be in the community. I have coming up August the 14th. Okay. I am so excited to have this conversation. And through the She Project, it's going to be the Black Women's Health Conference at Jackson State University. Tickets are available. They are on sale. So you can head over to my website, not my website, but head over to my pages to grab the link or go over to the She Project. But it's a Black Women's Health Conference. And I'm going to be talking about recovering the recoverable. How do we recover our health naturally? So I would love to see you in the place for that. But then additionally, just the work that I do, I work with groups, I work with individuals, but I work with groups in cohorts as a part of the work that I do with Doing Life Well Integrative Health. So if you're struggling in your health with high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol, or if you're carrying excess weight, here's the thing. The commonality of all of those are the same. Yeah. The solution is the same. Sure. And it's not pills, powders, procedures, or injections. I have a 5-week lifestyle intervention that I will have a cohort that starts in August. So if you're struggling in your health, you don't have to keep struggling alone because people around you, we don't announce our goals. And even when we do announce them, people are still going to say, oh, just how it is. Oh, you can reward yourself. But see, moderation over time is literally what got me to borderline. Yeah. And so I would love for you to take control of your health and join me in this 5-week intervention lifestyle series, Recovering the Recoverable. You can register on my website, mention that you saw me here, and I would love to get you a fighter's rate, because I know, this is what I know for a fact. I've been doing this protocol, and it's a protocol. It's not a prescription, but I've been doing this work for years. The greatest testament is the people who are coming off their medications, who not only are coming off their medications, but have so much more clarity and can now say no. Yeah. Now advocating when they go to the restaurant and say, no, I don't want this. Can you bring me out some steamed beef? Like when somebody messaged me and say, I was at the restaurant and I actually asked them to do this and they did it. Well, that is something that I'm now advocating for my own health. Yeah. And so I would love to see you pull up in those spaces on my socials. Again, I go live every Friday at 6:00 a.m. Central Standard Time for Figured Out Fridays. I am actually going into August with a social health series. And here's why. There is an element of our health that is underrated, our social health. And so we don't recognize or truly understand the value of community, the value of connection, and the value of healthy relationships, right? And so I will kick it off tomorrow, actually with an interview about the power of belonging. And so Jesus had 12 disciples, and then he had 3. So he had people around him who supported him and that he poured back into. So again, I would love to see you pull up to do the work for your health, to recover the recoverable. I'm on a mission to raise the health IQ. Follow me with my content, engage with my content, because that is my mission. I put that out there very specifically. God gave that to me. If 1 million men can march, then 1 million people can raise their health IQ for better quality of life outcomes.
Because I always say, if we had more food education, we'll be on less medication.
Less medication.
If we just decide to become part of a community that is supporting our health.
Yes.
Those things like what you are doing, what I'm doing, and others are doing, trying to enlighten us, okay? And I know, guys, it's not easy to change, but we need to change our community so that we can feed our mind. I always say, feed your body, feed your mind. You need to do it all the time, right?
And let me say this. It is difficult, but there is support. I will say that. in making those decisions. And I'm going to say this. The last time I was here, I shared with you that I'd had 2 relatives who had strokes,
Mhm.
you know. And so, again, when you see that, and that's the hardest part, to see your relatives, people that you love, continuously hospitalized based
Yeah.
on decisions that they choose.
Yeah.
That is the hardest thing, to see people have the information, have access to the information and the opportunity, and still choose to. And again, it's people's choice. And I get that, and I understand that.
Yeah.
And so I just want to say that high blood pressure, and I'm going to say this, is not mandatory.
Absolutely.
High cholesterol is not mandatory. Type 2 diabetes is not mandatory. My mother is 72 years old, been on medications for managing diabetes for over 20 years.
Mhm.
February of 2026, she came off her medications, 72 years old. What that says is that it's not genetic. It may appear to be genetic. It is not running in your genes.
Yeah.
When you make different decisions, you will have different health outcomes.
Absolutely. It's not in the DNA. It's the DIET.
It's the DIET.
Well, we're so grateful and thankful. Let's take this last call before we roll. Good morning. You have my help, my Mississippi. Could I help you, please?
Yes, good morning. I'm trying to get Miss Regina's last name. I hear her saying it, but can she spell it so that we can make sure that we get it to her website?
Absolutely. We'll do that. Thank you for listening, caller. Go ahead and tell us again.
Thank you all so much. It is Regina Lacking, Lacking. And so my website is www.reginalLacking.com. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you. It is just so important that we start today, because tomorrow is not promised. This is what we know.
And that's why we're here today, right here on WMPR 90.1, a staple in the community. And we love bringing you the information that's going to help you thrive in your life, not just exist. Yes.
We don't want to survive. We don't want to survive.
Sure. And you can always reach me at myhelpmymississippi.com. Myhelpmymississippi.com. Go to the website, say, hey, I want to be a fighter. Join the fighter. Get the newsletter and everything. We're so grateful and thankful that you're, again, a part of our space every Thursday morning. Thank you for being a part of this show, My Help, My Mississippi. We are so appreciative of you, and we don't take you for granted. We appreciate what you're doing, as we don't take WMPR 90.1 for granted. So thank you guys for all hanging in here with us.
Greatest station in the nation.
Absolutely. That's providing you with healthy, helpful information.
information.
We'll see you next week. Same time, same station. #1 show
On the radio.
Marcus, let's hear that music, man.
Yes, take us out of here, Marcus.
That's it.
The future in great health today, every day, responsible.